Yo, yo, what's going on in the hood? How's everybody doing? Nice day for the markets overall today. We had a decent size update today. Unlike the previous day, we didn't fade back, and so that was good. Having a decent close. You can see this 1875 zone is, obviously a really tricky level of resistance. So this is going to tell us a lot, about what this market's going to do. The market right now has every opportunity to kind of hit this zone and just fade back into the mess that it's been in, right? But if we can kind of take this out, then that will tell us a lot about, really what's been happening because uh, the market's been weak and a lot of our leaders have been shot down. And so, even though the market's been near highs, the trading hasn't been that type of bull market type of trading that we've been used to. So, let's take a look. Tomorrow's going to be key, right? Watch that 1875 zone, and we'll play things accordingly. But the action today was just, it was good in stocks. You saw stocks really just all over the place making runs. If you're looking at stocks, BIOF, Watt, MNGA, there were quite a few stocks that were really having some movers. And that's what you need to see to have really a tradable market. You need these type of trades like these BIOFs. We hit this thing in the morning at 436, for an opening range breakout. I mean, just, a real monster run, hitting this bad boy over there. And, we added the stock again at, 620 or something into the close for a really nice size run, too, selling off in the around 7. But you need to see that, right? When you see spec money and volume and all that type of stuff running into the market, that's a healthy market. Let's take a look. That's what you need to be able to trade. Let's take a look at some stock. We got OVTI here that after this earnings break, we've been just consolidating here around 17. If we can take out this range, I think we might see some upside in this bad boy. LSCC, really a month and some change flag here. This $8 mark seems to be pretty key. It's not the tightest of flags, but you can see one building here for quite some time. Apollo, I like this name. I haven't traded educational stocks in quite some time, but it seems like these are the ones that really have held up the best in this kind of carnage that's been going on underneath the hood of the market the last, couple weeks. We have a key level breakout here, and, it would take us to levels that we haven't been at since 2012. And you can see we've got some potential upside in here. Actually, this whole sector looks pretty good. GNCA, this is a biotech stock that's really kind of rounding out here. I think if we take out this range, we could make a run back to 22s if we see a bounce in biotechs in particular. We had a nice uptick in volume today. This is a 3-4 times its daily average. VIMC, I missed this one today. This was, my boy Chris Zelinsky had pointed this out to me last night when we were chatting on G-Chat, and he was telling me, boy, this thing looks like it could go. And it really busted loose. I expect to see some type of day trades in this tomorrow. We should see some continuation. PESI, no position or thought on this so far. It's really coming out of a range of this $5 range is key. There's been a lot of volume. I'm watching to see if this thing goes parabolic for a potential short. In the past, the stock has really faded off all its spikes. It tends to be a turd. It's not up enough yet to really look at it for a short, but it's getting there. BDBD, boulders, right? This is what we call a flat top breakout, right? This is one of those stocks, too, that's probably could be a decent swing if the market holds up. I don't know if it's going to be that wild day trade type of stock, where you're going to get a monster rip on it, but I think you get a really nice grinder out of this one. CHUI, this is a hard stock to trade. See these candles, it's all over the place, but there's no denying, overall, right, we've got kind of a triple tapper here to break out the IPO highs. That's a powerful move. That's a powerful setup. I think that this type of stock probably you can't day trade, but might be one of those things, take a few hundred shares, and if you see the right setup on, a smaller time frame, and, you could swing this thing. It looks like it could be pretty powerful. Mercy, high tight flag over here. VRNT. This one might need to flag for a few days, but this one's also held up for real well. And, we're on now starting month 3 of this, consolidation. HPJ, a nice little run today. You can see this stock has, a really kind of nice flag forming over here. I think that this one has the potential to rip. We know that these Chinese stocks in general, when they start coming out of range, they can really get crazy. XCO, I'm still watching this one, with the oil and gas stocks really lighting it up. I'm just looking for a setup. I like the overall look at it. I just don't like, it's been up for 3 days in a row. It might need to relax a little bit, but keep it on watch. Con, it looks like this 40 mark, right? Tap, tap, tap. This one's coming out of its bottom. FSLR flagging here. Might need a couple more days, but this one, it's not giving back any of its gains. It's getting ready for a rip. T-Mobile, another one that's coming out of range. This one you can't day trade. It doesn't have the wide range. This is going to be more of a swing trade stock. GMCR, on the bottom of support, you got your 50-day moving average underneath. It's oversold. Watching this one for a potential bounce. BBY, just a nice base forming here for a base breakout formation. If it can come out of this range, we should get some move in it. DXM, it's not done yet. It needs to form here, but this one's coming off a bottom. We've got a really nice volume pattern. This 10 level is going to be really key. Zillow, still watching this one for a bounce. We've had a breakout, pullback. Not much happening in this, and that tells me, that gets me a little bit worried. This thing should have bought, it should have bounced more sharply. It's not holding its gains here. You can tell by these candles, right? What it's doing is it's popping and fading, but I'm still watching this one. PCYC, this one's just giving up 50 bucks. It looks like we've got some support here at this $100 range. I'm seeing if we can potentially hold here for just a dead cat bounce. What do we call like a rubber band snapback play? Essentially, when a stock gets so oversold, even if the move is real, we're playing for a dead cat bounce. On the other side of things, you can see here, it's kind of got like kind of a makeshift head and shoulders pattern. So if it farts around here between 100 and 110 and then breaks below 100, you're going to get a nice short. You might get 10, 20 bucks out of this thing. CPE, right? This has been the hot sector here again. We're just consolidating here. And once we come out of this range, we should see some potential upside in this. This stock, you can't day trade it either. It doesn't really have the range. And oil stocks in general do tend to suck at day trades unless you see some type of mania type of movement in the oil markets. Kihu. After this big run, we got a big breakdown on heavy volume. We've had a light bounce into resistance. This is what we call a breakdown, pullback play, basically like a bear flag. If this market rolls over, this gives us really an easy location to short this thing, probably back down. First target here, second target there. RES, another oil and gas stock that has really just consolidating. Now, it's got these two candles that are kind of spiked up. I'm almost pretending like those candles don't exist there. And we're just going to look at the pattern with them. Trading itself is, when you're drawing trend lines and stuff like that, it's not an exact science. Sometimes I'll manipulate the trend lines to, fit what I want to see. Because in the end, we're going to start aligning on multiple time frames and really pick an exact entry anyway. So it's about the overall look of the stock, not necessarily you're going to make your buy and sell decisions off what you're seeing on this. KNDI, still looking for a bounce here. This one, once again, like Z, right? It should have bounced higher. So I'm still looking for a bounce, but if I can't and the market rolls over, we can short this as it breaks under the 50-day moving average. Look what kind of that type of setup has happened before. We saw it with SCTY, right? You pull back to the 50-day moving average. You're supposed to bounce, but the bounces are really light. And you kind of tap that area, and then boom, you flush. So, that can happen with some of these bounce plays that we're looking. If they don't bounce the way we're looking, we'll reverse them and short them as they break under these levels of support. This one could go any day. This one is really consolidating tightly as long as 26 holds. You're going to see a run to 28. TKMR, another bounce stock. I actually missed the entry on this earlier today. but I do expect some more upside on this. And then UBNT, this one's a little bit more sloppy, but same type of thing as Kihu. You know, after it broke down, we're just kind of farting around below its 50-day moving average. This market rolls over, then we can short this thing and probably will get a test of the 200-day moving average. So that's it for now, guys. We had a hot day in the chat room, you know, really busting out some good plays. Got more to come tomorrow. Let's kill it. So that's it for now. See you guys later.